What's going on, everybody? Here we are. It's another week at the Home Theater Hobbyist, and this week we have our long-term review of the Denon AVR-X4400H. So let's get to it. Here we are with the Denon AVR-X4400H. About 6 months ago, I purchased this receiver and compared it to the Yamaha RX-A 2070. You can check out that comparison up above. Now, in that comparison, I was trying to decide which receiver I would use in my room. Obviously, I chose the Denon. Now, I chose the Denon at the time mainly because of features, but now here we are 6 months later, and I wanted to tell you guys how I actually feel about it. But before I go into how I feel about it after living with it for 6 months, let me give you guys a little bit of background on this particular receiver. This is a 9.2 channel AVR receiver. What that means is it has 9 channels of amplification, so it can drive up to 9 speakers with the amplifiers that are provided in this box. The .2 means that it has 2 subwoofer outputs. This receiver will do 11 channels of amplification, which means that it can take an incoming signal and output 11 channels of audio to 11 different speakers if you have an additional 2-channel amplifier wired into the system. This will allow you to run up to 11 speakers and 2 subwoofers in a 7.2.4 speaker configuration. This receiver is also compatible with the 4K UHD spec, including HDR with Dolby Vision compatibility. It has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, AirPlay, Spotify, Pandora, all of the internet services that you would expect. It also supports DTS:X, Dolby Atmos, and Auro 3D 3-dimensional formats. Now, enough with the specs. How do I feel about this receiver after living with it for 6 months? I really like it, guys. And the first reason is because of the 3D audio formats, Dolby Atmos and DTS:X. I have watched movies in both, and they really do enhance the movie experience. Having 3-dimensional audio or audio that comes in over your head really does make a difference. I really seek out movies that I'm able to watch in Dolby Atmos or DTS:X. So if you don't have that in your system yet, I really highly recommend that you get it because it does make a difference. I came from a 7.1 channel system and it was actually really good, but honestly adding those 2 additional high channels overhead for a 9.1 configuration that I'm running in my room, I like it. It's really good. So if you get the opportunity to, definitely go for Dolby Atmos DTS:X in your room, and I promise you, or I shouldn't say I promise, but you will more than likely really enjoy it. The next thing I like about this receiver is that it has Odyssey's multi-EQ room calibration software on board. And what this does is you plug it in and it'll send a test tone out to your speakers and it helps calibrate your room. Now for me, more specifically, what I like is the subwoofer calibration. So when you plug this in, you put the mic in your listening position, it will send a test tone to your subwoofer and it'll tell you how high or low the volume is for your subwoofer. It wants you to meet the agreed upon standard of 75 dB of volume from your subwoofer. Now you can set it higher than this or lower than this if you want to, but at least lets you know where your subwoofer is with regards to your listening position. Now this was not included in Yamaha's YPOW software, and Yamaha AV receiver guys, if you're watching, please add that because that's very helpful when you're trying to set up a subwoofer. Another thing I like about this receiver is it does have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and AirPlay. So regardless of what phone type you have, you can just connect your phone to it and you can play music on your good home theater speakers. And that's just nice when you're just kind of hanging out in your room or you have people over or whatever. So just having that feature makes it a good receiver. Now, most receivers come with that today, so it's not a big deal, but it is definitely something that I like about this receiver. Now, in my 6 months of ownership of this receiver, I have had one issue, and that issue was there was a time about 3 months ago where I turned the receiver on and I got no audio, regardless of what input I was using, what HDMI cables I had, it didn't matter. I had no audio. The video worked perfectly, but I had no audio. Now I went through, I downloaded the latest firmware update, everything seemed to work, but I still had no audio. Then I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and it worked again. All the audio worked, the video worked, everything. And that was kind of weird. And honestly, I didn't really like it. Now this does have a 3-year warranty on it, so if it happens again, I'll probably just send it back in. Yes, I'll be without it, but I want that fixed. But other than that, that's the only issue I've had. And quite frankly, I really was not happy about it. I mean, who would be, right? Because that's not something you want. But it seemed to fix itself once I unplugged it, plugged it back in. Maybe it got into a weird state, but that's the issue that I have had. Overall, I really like this receiver. As I said earlier, it has been really good to me, other than that funny audio issue that I had a few months ago. Otherwise, it's been really good, and I still recommend it. When people ask, I recommend this receiver. Now, that being said, I've found out that I'm still a Yamaha guy. So comparing the Yamaha to the Denon in the future, I'll probably pick the Yamaha because I'm just a Yamaha guy. I don't know why, I just am. I like them. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and consider supporting us any way you can. We'll talk to you next time.